got Cree. I bought my girl an apple, she let me hold her hand. I bought my girl an orange, we kissed beneath the band. I bought my girl bananas, she let me hold her tight. I'm gonna bring a watermelon to my girl tonight. Hey! All my songs, no, please. Please, all together or not at all. All my songs have got messages like that, but probably a lot of you are wondering, after an introduction like that, why you've never heard of me. Well, the answer is I used to be really bloody famous about 7 years ago, and I got cheesed off with it. No, well, you would, wouldn't you? So I decided to write a book, which is almost complete, and it's called The Pith of History. And it examines the men behind the faces, the people who were lifetimes in their own legends. It starts with American history, because that's the shortest. Hang on. And the first, no, please, hang on. Gosh, you're working well. And the first chapter concerns the Battle of the Alamo, of which you may have heard or have read or seen a film. If you haven't done any of them, what briefly happened was that there were 300 Americans surrounded by 3 million Mexicans. Not surprisingly, all the Americans copped it, including one Davy Crockett, and a man who was so brave and famous that he fought from his deathbed with the knife that he'd invented. That man's name has been perpetuated. They named the knife after him that he invented. That man, of course, was Colonel Jim Bread. No, please. Hang on. Oh, that's great. Hang on. Now, look, speed it up a bit, because we'll all get home in time for the news at 10 then, tomorrow. All right. The second chapter concerns the return of Sir Walter Raleigh for the first time from the Americas. And he has an audience with Queen Elizabeth. Not this one, it was the Queen Mother. And she says, Sir Walter. He says, what? She said, I believe you are just returned from the Americas. He said, yes, right, yeah. Just come back from the New World, didn't I? She says, what you brought us? He says, a plant. She said, a plant? He said, it's a good one. He said, you stick it in the ground and grow it. And when it's ready, you dry it in the sun and shred it, stick it in a bit of paper, roll it round, stick one end in your mouth, light the other end, and suck in the smoke. She says, wow. Hang on. She says, wow, what's it called? He said, a potato. Hang on, quick now. Now, the third chapter I want to talk to you about right now really lifts the lid off the Battle of Hastings. By God, you're warmed up, aren't you? Great. The third chapter I want to talk to you about now concerns the Battle of Hastings, and this song is so important because it completely lifts the lid off the Battle of Hastings, which you will all recall occurred in October. Oh yes, please. And this chapter is so important that I put it to song, mainly to publicise the book, which you will recall is called The Pith of History, and it's coming out in puffins for Christmas. And to advertise the book, I've put a chorus to it, and the chorus goes, oh, let's examine closely the pith of history. I want to hear you doing it. Now, I have to do this chorus early on in the evening because people tend to slur the words a bit when they've had a couple of wets. Don't want any of that, all right? Oh, let's examine closely the pith of history. Now, pay attention because I'm asking questions after, all right? A bunch of boozy Normans came on a day trip from Boulogne. They bought their duty-free fags and a couple of bottles of wine. That's called poetic licensee, Boulogne wine. They had a lemonade or two, which gave them such a zest. They thought they'd buy false noses, for this was a Norman conquest. Get it? Now let's examine closely the pith of history. That's the chorus. There were no noses to be bought, for they had not been invented. And with their bellies full of booze, the frogs were discontented. So Bill the boss told all his lads to go out on the spree Kick some plate glass windows in and bash up OAPs. Oh, let's examine closely. Do it! The pith of history. Magic, magic. King Harold was at Stamford Bridge. The West Ham were at home. Get it? When heralds came and told him of... Please, what was that? Say it again.
Liverpool!
No, come on, if you're going to heckle, do it in English, all right? When heralds came and told him of the vandalism done, but Everton were 2 goals up, so he didn't go like he oughta. He thought it was the usual troublesome Manchester United supporter. Oh, let's examine closely. Do it! The pith of history. Great. By the time he got down to the coast, the battle was in full swing. There was bits of bodies flying about and lumps of dirt and things. And one of the blokes says, what'll we do? We can't just let things lie. Hang about, says Harold, I've got something in my eye. Oh, let's examine closely. Last time, the pith of history. Hang on. Thank you. Thank you, you're very wise. I'd like to do now an ancient French love song. This was written in the 11th century and is mentioned by Geoffrey Chaucer in the Franklin's Tale, for the students of English among you, as being one of the Breton lays. And these were songs, they weren't French tarts. This particular lay was lost to posterity until 1965, when it was rediscovered in a dustbin in Calais by Sacha Distel, who was looking for it. It's a moving little story of a hermaphrodite gnome called Alfred, who got all his kicks lying under glass-top coffee tables. Sorry, is Alfred here, is he? Is he?
Yes,
Oh, no. Yeah. One in every crowd, right? He got all his kicks lying under glass-top coffee tables, eh? If you understand French, you'll appreciate the beauty of the lyric. If you don't understand French, you'll appreciate the beauty of the singing. Cette sauce de haute qualité est un mélange de fruits orientaux, d'épices et de vinaigre de mal. Elle est absolument pure et ne contient aucune matière colorante, synthétique, ni aucun agent de conservation artificielle. La sauce HP est appétissante et délicieuse avec viande chaude et froide, poisson, jambon, fromage et salade. Elle est également excellente pour enrichir la saveur des soupes, hachis et ragoûts. HP Sauce Limited, Birmingham, Angleterre.